What's up, YouTube? We got a video today. I think I listened to the first 5 seconds by accident, and I knew this was going to be a banger. Okay, for me, uh, because I've started at the bottom and I haven't gotten that far, and I have, but even though I haven't gotten that far, right? I I think I know a lot of people pretty much in every rank because I streamed Valorant for probably a year and a half. I started in Iron and I tried to work my way up through the ranks, right? So I experienced the bottom as a new player. I've experienced the bottom as an intermediate player because I've gotten better. I've gotten much better, but I'm still pretty much at the bottom, right? And I have friends that are gold, plat, diamond, uh viewers and people that have come to my stream that are diamond, ascendant, immortal, and maybe one or two radiant players, right? That people that have watched my content before and have like agreed with things that I've said a lot of the times in the game, right? And so yeah, so we're gonna watch this video, every Valorant rank explained in 5 minutes, and we're gonna see if I agree with what he's saying and what I feel like it's really like in those ranks. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. Oh wait. Sorry. I gotta change my change it back. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
You end up if you've never played a shooter in your life before.
What do you say? What do you say?
This is usually where you end up if you've never played a shooter in your life before Valorant.
This is false. This is false. This is 1,000% false. I've played plenty of shooters, but you know what I haven't played? CSGO. I haven't played anything like CSGO. I never played Search and Destroy in Call of Duty. I never played those. I played TDMs in Call of Duty. I played, what else? What else is there? There's Team Deathmatch. There's like capture the flag. There's like the dog tag one. And there's one other domination, right? Kill confirm is the dog tag one. Kill confirm. And yeah, and domination, right? Those are the main ones that I like to play. Like, die, respawn, get back in, get kills, die, respawn, get back in, get kills, right? Those are the ones that you play. Those do not like really help you out that much in Valorant and in like CSGO because these games are more tactically oriented. Even like Overwatch and stuff like that do not really help you that much in Valorant and in CSGO because they are just vastly different types of games, right? You have to be very methodical with what you do in Valorant most of the time, and in CSGO and stuff like that, because you need to not die in the round, and you need to keep your team to have more numbers in the round. So, like, I went into this game, and I thought I did pretty well because I was playing a lot of Valorant in casual, right? In like just quick play matches or whatever, and I was doing fairly well. Like I was top fragging, on my team most of the time, but that was in like quick play matches, right? Non-rated matches, and went into ranked and did my placements and got placed Iron 1. Now everybody that follows me on TikTok knows the story and they've seen what it was and my rise to where I got to and yeah, and how it was very, very hard to rank up because I hate to say it because it's something that people use as a crutch to be like, oh, my teammates are so bad, right? But a lot of it was teammates. Like I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it was teammates. There was a lot of times in Valorant where your team literally is throwing, literally, because they want to go back down to the bottom, because they want to throw matches to get to iron. Instead of going from iron up, they want to go from wherever they're at to iron so that they can shit on players or sell accounts or do whatever they want to do, right? There's so many reasons people just throw matches. They just want to troll. They just think it's funny. They just, shit talk all the time. They just leave matches when they get mad because they're upset that they're losing. It's so crazy how hard it is to rank up sometimes, unless you really have somebody. Solo queuing is like, you can do it, but it's just so frustrating. But it is not, iron is not where you land if you've never played. You can play other shooters and you will still land in iron if you don't understand how to play Valorant. Like, if you don't understand how to play search and destroy, capture, get the bomb, plant the bomb, do all that. If you don't know how to play Valorant, you don't know the core, you don't have a core understanding of the game, you can land in iron no matter where you were at before.
You're new to the idea of shooters. Where to move, how to shoot. At this rank, you're not even familiar with the concept of bullet patterns or anything like that.
This is true.
Only thing you can do here is to simply play the game. You won't stay long at this rank. There are fewer.
No, some people some people stay long at this rank. Some people stay very, very, very long at that rank. Yeah.
Players in iron than in diamond.
There are, like, dude, there definitely are less players in iron than in diamond, but there are a lot of people. Like, Valorant has a lot of players, and also don't forget that some of these accounts are. I wouldn't trust the metrics of the game so much, because there are a lot of accounts that get made to get sold and that are at certain levels. There are people who are on diamond accounts, plat accounts, that don't belong there. There are people playing in those accounts that belong in, like, silver, right? Like, because they don't want to work to get to where they're supposed to be. They just buy an account to play with their friends in ranked and all that kind of stuff. It's actually nuts. Some people have 15 and 20 accounts and stuff like that because they just want a whole bunch of accounts so that if one of their accounts gets banned or one of their accounts, drops too low, they can switch to another account to play with their friends. And right, it's so insanely stupid. I know this because people have said it to me in my chat, and it was not just like faking it. Like, these people literally have multiple accounts. People would try to play with me all the time in whatever rank I was in. They'd be like, "Oh, I'll play on my lower account so I can play with you in ranked." And I'm just like, at first I didn't care as much, but then as I started streaming more, and I was like, I don't want to be part of this problem. So I really don't want to be playing with people that are not at my rank. I don't want to be duoing with people who are like diamond, ascendant, immortal, and playing on a bronze, silver, gold account just to play with me, right? Like, it's so insane that this happens, and and it happens a lot. So yeah, like, it's bad.
I'm Kimmy, the manliest man with a girl's name, and in this video you will learn the main problems with each rank and what you need to focus on to rank
What
up.
in the
Next,
hell?
you move to bronze. Here you've learned some of the basics. You might even have some favorite agents to play. The main issue you see at this rank is the lack of game awareness and how to aim. At this rank, what role you play doesn't even matter. People are so new to the game that they might forget to use their utilities, let alone make an entry on a site.
I wouldn't say bronze is that bad unless it's all Smurfs. Bronze 1 is pretty bad because it's very, very close to iron 3. Like, you might just slip into bronze 1. If you're at iron 3 and you play very often, then you might slip from bronze 1 back into iron. Like, that's how bronze 1 is like iron 4. All the first ones are like the fourth one of the previous rank, right? So, like, silver 1 is like bronze 4. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So bronze 1 is pretty bad, but bronze 2, bronze 3, people do use their utility. They may not use their utility correctly, but they definitely use their utility. Sometimes they may fumble a little bit. They may not, like, remember to do something in a clutch situation where, like, they could have used utility to do something. They may have forgotten. Like, that happens, but that happens with, like, people in silver. That happens with people even in gold. I've seen people like forget to do things, or you know what I mean. Like it's an honest mistake sometimes. Sometimes you just don't know what to do, or your people are in panic and they're just like way overthinking the situation. They're like worried about a million different things and like worried about where everybody is at. Like so, like they might forget. You know, it happens. So, you know, like I wouldn't say that bronze is not as bad as some people may think. People get a lot more sensitive to the incorrect things that people do the higher they go, right? So bronze may be very, very incorrect. They may play very, very incorrectly, but I think they do understand that, you know, they're playing this character and they're using this character because this character has X moves, and they're just like, okay, I'm going to use my utility. They may some people may not understand the what is it, like the weapon meta, right? Like, or like the economy. They may not understand economy in the game. That is where it, you know, that becomes a problem. They might not understand economy. Even some silver players don't understand the economy. And sometimes you got to understand the economy before you can break the economy or break rules in the economy. And you just want to make sure you buy the correct things on the correct rounds. And some bronze players don't know how to do that. Some silver players don't know how to do that. But I think that's probably a bigger issue. Not necessarily not using their utility. They just use it incorrectly. And they use it incorrectly without knowing how to use it properly in the first place. They just use it. You know, they just do it. Like, for instance, smokes. Like you'll have people planting smokes, but they'll plant smokes super incorrectly. Like super incorrect. Not even close to being good to a point where it's helping your own team. They're planting smokes where it is a detriment to your team. And you're just like, dude, why would you put a smoke there? Please don't do that again. Like, learn how to smoke properly, right? That's one of the biggest problems. Is like, not that they're not doing it, but that they're doing it very wrong.
How to get out of this rank is pretty straightforward. If you have good aim and movement, you won't stay here for long. You can legit spam aim labs and even deathmatch at these lower ranks. Pick a duelist and legit kill the whole team by yourself.
This is I hate when people say this shit. I really do. I really can't stand when I hear people are just like, yeah, man, just aim labs, just aim at people and just kill them. And it's like, it ain't that simple for everybody. Like, if you're actually good at Valorant, you're good at CS, you understand spray patterns, you get all this stuff, you know how to aim. Yeah, like, of course you're not going to stay at bronze, you're not going to stay at silver, you might not even stay at gold for long for all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, oh yeah, you just kill everybody in the whole lobby by yourself. It's like, that means if you can do that to get out of there to get to silver and you belong in silver, if you're a silver player, you're not doing that in bronze. If you're a silver player, you're not killing everybody in bronze for free super easily. That's just not going to happen. If you're a gold player, you're not killing everybody in silver super easily, super free. Like, it's not happening. Like, you're not going to top frags, 30 bomb every single game that you play. It's not going to happen. You need to be a way, way, way better player. Like, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you need to be a way better player than the people you're playing against in order to 30 bomb the whole team consistently. If you're dropping consistent 30 bombs, then you're way better than the people that are in whatever rank you're in, which means you're probably smurfing, right? Like, if I were to play as a silver player playing in iron, I will probably mop the floor with most of these people, but maybe not 30 bomb every single game, because people definitely spray and bullets like will randomly hit you in the head, and like, you know, people in iron will do weird stuff where it's like, why the hell is he over here? Why would he be right here? What is he doing? Like, it's like they pop up in some random spot. And don't tell me they have some game sense, or don't say that I don't have game sense, because like, it just happens. Sometimes that shit just happens. When somebody who is in a super higher rank gets killed by a person that is in a lower rank than them, that doesn't mean that the person in the higher rank doesn't have any game sense. It just means they were not aware of what this person was capable of doing. They're like, why would they have done that? Like, they just did something strange, and they did something that was unpredictable, but they just did it, and they didn't mean for it to necessarily be unpredictable. They just did it. They just like, oh, I got lucky, right? I just made it over here in time. Like most of the time, you're not. It's just it don't happen that way. Like it's just I don't know. Like people also don't walk ever. Like people don't cut noise in certain situations where they should, which is the reason why I stopped worrying about it. So like I just if people are gonna run, then you just run with them. But if they're going to cut noise, as soon as somebody takes one footstep, it don't matter at that point. At that point, it's like okay, well they know we're here, or they at least know that one person is there. But it's just so many frustrating things, man. So many frustrating like variables that you're not just going to kill everyone there super easily really quick. Like then that means you probably if you're in bronze and you're doing that, you probably belong in like gold 2 plus, maybe gold 3, plat 1, something like that. That's probably you killing bronze players in 30 bomb in every single game. Gold 2 and up if you're in a bronze lobby for whatever reason.
There is no need to overcomplicate things at this rank. Set up, entries on sites, and stuff like
Yes, that is, you said don't overcomplicate things in this rank. It shouldn't be complicated, right? Valorant technically shouldn't be complicated. Like if you understand what your character does and you know where to put your stuff down in the level, like you know where to put your stuff down on the map, depending on who you're playing, and you know where to throw your eye, you know where to throw your dogs, you know how to clear corners with your you know how to clear corners with your utility and stuff like that. Like then yeah, sure, it should be simple, but nobody ever makes it that simple. Nobody ever pays attention. Nobody ever sets up like it becomes like a very frustrating process, because now in order for you to get ahead, you not only have to know how to play your own character, you have to know how to play everyone else's character and tell them exactly what they need to be doing with their character. And if you don't, then it's going to be very difficult, because uh, I'm sorry to say that in this rank, then it's not necessarily that it is complicated. It's going to be complicated for people that are in this rank and technically belong in this rank, or maybe belong or getting better and moving up to silver. They it's complicated for them because they don't know where to put their stuff down on the map. Maybe they don't know how to use their character properly. But once you understand how to use your character, then that's when it becomes not complicated, and you have to like play off of your team, and you understand how to do that and stuff. Like it's so many like nuanced things, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's super easy, no problem, you'll breeze right through these ranks. It's like, yes, if you're insanely good at other shooters, if you're insanely good at CS:GO, or you're not even insanely good, if you're an average player in CS:GO, you will end up being an average player, or maybe slightly above average in Valorant, I think.
that. The main goal here is to improve your movement, crosshair placement, and aim. Next, we go to silver. Here, some of the basics
Okay, let's hear about silver.
apply as well. We start seeing some ideas of which angles to check, the
Okay.
principles of aiming, and the best type of shooting, but the idea is still the same. At these ranks, you can easily rank up by just
No, no, not no. Nope.
being a fragging machine and not focusing
No, that is not advice. You can easily rank up by being a fragging machine. Yes, that's super easy. I didn't know that. I didn't know all I had to do was just drop 30 every game. Ah, yeah, that's simple. Let me go into Valorant right now and just drop 30 every game. That's super easy. No problem.
too much on comms or coordinating with your team. When my silver
Yeah, let me hop into Valorant and know exactly what calls to make with what characters and teammates. Make sure all my teammates are listening, and then moving along and knowing every angle that I should be at in every single map, and playing off of the angles of my teammates, and trusting my teammates to be playing off of the angles that I'm looking at, and help and watching my back, and doing all these very very intricate things. Right, I'm supposed to basically do all these things, be a fragging machine. No, simple, easy, no problem. No, that's not advice. That's not something that you should. Oh, let me just be a fragging machine real quick in these silver matches, and I'll just pop up to gold real quick, easy, no problem. Yeah, sure.
friends invited me to play with them, I played like it was deathmatch. I rushed into the site, caught people with grenades in their
Yes, he played with a friend, right? He played with a friend in his silver game when he's probably a Smurf, right? Playing in a silver game. Of course, he is way better at the game, and then he mops everybody in the entire lobby. Of course, it's easy for you to be a fragging machine when you're so much better and have a better understanding of the game. That is par for the course. If you're coming down from the top and you're playing in silver games, of course you'll be better if you're playing with your friends in their games. Of course. Of course.
Their hands, trying to line up the perfect nade, one-tapped them, rushed full speed to their spawn, and caught another 2 players off guard. All my team had...
Because no one does that. No one does that. You rushing and running to the other side of the thing, to like, no one does that. People are trying to learn the game in silver, right? So in silver, they start to get a little bit more comfortable with playing the game, right? You start to get a little bit more comfortable playing the game. You start understanding what your character is supposed to do, right? And then like you try to start doing those things without having to think about them, and like optimizing the stuff that you do with your character, so that you can like get more clean with it, and you know, learn all of how to use your utility, the best case scenarios, playing off your team and all that kind of stuff. You're still learning the game. So if you're playing against somebody who's way better than you, you're probably going to get mopped by them, because they don't really have to think about all these different things that you're thinking about, because they know how to do that already. That's how they got to the rank they were at, if they got there legitimately, and they deserve it. So if they come down from the top and they start mopping up your team, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily bad as a silver player or anything like that. It's just that that person is just better. They're just better. And you're just not at that level yet. But it's just not fair, because somebody's coming down from the top. They're coming down from the top to shit on people who are in the lower ranks. Of course they're gonna do very well.
Had to do was plant the bomb. That was all. And why? Because I already knew where people would stay. Preferred angles, had better aim, and...
Yes, you knew all these things because you understand the game much better than they do. And that's not saying that they're bad. They're still learning. They're still trying to understand the game and all that kind of stuff. And this is, I'm saying this in good faith for the people who are actually trying to do that. There are people in these ranks who don't care about learning, don't care about getting better at the game. They just play and blame the game for not getting any better at all. I get better at the game, but it is still very hard to rank up with the people that don't give a shit about the game. Like,
all mechanics. This rank is all about mastering mechanics. Next, we have gold, which for many is considered hell. But the reality is the same. A lot of people who hit gold mentally think they're already better than the ranks below.
I will agree 1,000%. Gold players are like they hit gold and they think they are just like the best players to ever touch a keyboard and mouse, bro. Like, it is so ridiculous. Like, I'm a silver player, right? I'm silver. There are people who are gold who do the stupidest stuff, or they'll play Reyna and they, you know, get their kills and they do their thing, right? And they get to gold, and then they just think that they're so good at the game that everything they say is correct, which is crazy. And it's like, all right, well, I say a lot of stuff about the game, but I only say stuff about the game that I understand. And you can understand things that are above your level and just not be able to necessarily execute on those things. You can. But these people will eat up anything that anybody says. They will not think for themselves, and then they will just think they are the best, and everything that they say about anything is correct, right? And it's like, so you're telling me that you think everything you say is right, and that nobody in higher levels will look down at what you said and be like, oh, you're completely and utterly wrong? Because I've had people who are Radiant and Immortal tell me that the things that I say make sense, right? So like, I believe the people who are Radiant and Immortal, I believe them, that they are telling me that the things I say most of the time make sense. But the people who are gold are telling me that the things that I say don't make sense. And it's just like, who should I believe? But then it's crazy. It's crazy because like, anybody who is underneath a rank, like if you're, say for instance, they're Radiant players, right? Radiant players will look at Immortal players and be like, Immortal players are ass. Immortal players will look at low Immortal players and be like, low Immortal players are ass. Immortal players will look at Ascendants and be like, Ascendants are ass. Like, it's just like, so everybody under high Radiant is literally garbage doo-doo water at the game, and they don't deserve to play, and they need to uninstall the game. That's what it seems like. The hierarchy is, if you're not high Radiant on the leaderboard, you're garbage. And that's not And that's not how it is. That's not how it works. Like that's just not how it works. And that's what people will say all the time. It is so ridiculous to hear the people talk about people's ranks. It is insane.
Them, maybe even better than their silver friends. This is where their ego drags them down. By simply thinking you're
Yeah, they
already
definitely
good at
have
the
big
game,
fucking egos.
there's no room for improvement in your mind. People here
Yes, that is gold. That is definitely gold players.
are so arrogant that they only want to play duelist and be the center of attention, as I mentioned in the
I
Duelist
agree.
Paradox video. How to rank up from gold is to improve the basic mechanics, aim, movement, crosshair placement, and master one agent that is broken at the moment. Another mistake I
I guess I can agree. I guess I can agree with that.
people playing random agents that aren't good in the current meta. When Chamber was broken, I climbed from gold to immortal in like 2 weeks by just playing.
So you're already immortal. So you're in the camp of saying that since you're immortal, you're an immortal level player. Of course. When Chamber was broken, it's funny because like there was a time where after Chamber got nerfed, I played a little bit of Broken Chamber, but I wasn't playing him like I wasn't using the things that made him broken because I didn't understand what really made him broken because I didn't understand the game. And I still don't fully understand the game to the point where I'm just like walking all over everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that. But like after he got nerfed, it was kind of good that I didn't understand how broken Chamber was previously, because the things that made him broken previously I'd never experienced really, or I never used to my advantage. So when he got nerfed, I still was fine with the way he was because it really didn't affect me that much. The biggest nerf to Chamber was like when they made his trip where you had to be super close to his trip, and I was like, this sucks. Like, this actually sucks. I still played Chamber, and it was crazy that I was going on win streaks. But my win streaks weren't good enough, and I was getting kills, and I was doing well in the matches, but like I wasn't doing well enough, and my win streaks weren't good enough, even though I was going on like 7-8 game win streaks and stuff like that, like maybe 2 times in a row, and I was getting a lot of wins. It still wasn't enough to push me up to gold. Like, it still wasn't enough. Like, I made silver 3, and then like I was really pushing to get to gold, and then I didn't get to gold before the end of the season, and I was just like, come on, bro. I think after that is when I stopped playing the game for a while. And it also was really annoying because everybody, it was like game after game, there were just so many people who are just so super toxic, people leaving games, like throwing game. It was insane. It was almost every other game that somebody was either throwing intentionally or trying to derank their accounts, or being super toxic, not really playing as a team, not really doing anything to help the team. Like, it was so stupid. So I took a break from Valorant, but I'm back now and I'm trying to be unbothered about it. But I'm going to run into the same type of people again. Most of the time, they're just going to get muted. Maybe sometimes I'll argue with them and turn them into content. Who knows?
Playing Chamber non-stop. Make life easier for yourself and stop overcomplicating things, especially at lower ranks. You have time to
stop overcomplicating things. That is so easy to say for somebody who knows a lot about the game already and can reach Immortal very easily. It is very easy for somebody like that to say. It's just not that is not advice. That is non-advice. Like, I hate when people give advice like that. Yeah, just stop overcomplicating things. It's super easy. It's like, no, it's not super easy. Let me tell you what something was where I was talking to my cousin, and I was telling her not to overcomplicate posting videos. Like, she wants to do content creation stuff. She has a lot of really good like tools, all the stuff that she set up, these sets and these the characters that she has, the voices, the personalities, all this stuff. All she has to do is put the words in the character's mouth and record the video, in which she knows how to do, and animate the mouth, which she knows how to do very easily, very quickly, and just post the video. But she's overcomplicating things, by like wasting a lot of time with a bunch of stuff that she doesn't have to do. And I repeatedly tell her, all you have to do is record the video, put the video on the internet. That's it. Like, with Valorant, it is not like that. Valorant is very specific, where you have to worry about your crosshair placement. You have to worry about other people playing against you and shooting you and killing you and making you lose the game. Content creation, all you're doing is posting the videos. Post them. Just post them. Post them. Nobody is going to post something in response to yours that will shoot your video down off of the platform and, knock it off without you having to, do something, unless somebody is like, I don't know, hitting you with copyright strikes for something that you shouldn't have in your video. Like, you know what I mean? Like, granted, you're not really competing directly against someone like you are in this video game. So overcomplicating things in Valorant, yes, once you understand the game, once you understand how to shoot, once things feel second nature to you, you cannot overcomplicate things and focus more on the things that you need to, like your crosshair placement, aim, and decision making and stuff like that. But if you're worried about, I can't, I need to know which button, or you don't remember which button is what for your skills, or you're messing up pressing buttons, or you're misclicking things, like stuff like that, where you're not comfortable playing the character, or you don't understand where to put your utility, you're not comfortable doing all that type of stuff. Yes, it gets very complicated. It gets very complicated. Even when you're not trying to overcomplicate things, it gets very complicated. You just have to learn and get some experience while you're playing the game.
Fry your mind later at higher ranks. Next, I'll group Plat and Diamond together since the advice is pretty much the same for both.
That's crazy.
Here, people are already decent at the game. If you want to get out as fast as possible, I recommend 3 stacking or duoing to make life easier. Here,
the chances that you have friends that are a Plat and or Diamond player that you can 3 stack with all the time and have a schedule that works together, right, is very, very minuscule, very minuscule. There's some people that don't have, or there's some people that have friends and their friends are low rank. In the case of my friend Sir Fox, he was Plat, Diamond, or whatever, and he was Plat or Diamond, or I think he got the Plat or Diamond or something like that. But then so he couldn't play with us because I was silver, and the other person I was playing, most of the other people I played with were silver. Some were gold, and some were bronze, right? So he couldn't play with us. But then I think there was a rank reset or something like that, and then he would play with us until he was too high of a rank to play with us, right? So he would play with us during the rank reset, and then once he was too high of a rank to play with us, then he just wouldn't play with us. But we didn't hit gold, so I think as long as we were silver, I think it was silver, Plat, with silver, gold, and Plat, you could play together. But if somebody dropped in a bronze, then they wouldn't be able to play with us if he was playing with us, or he would not have to play with us and we could play with them. So it was one or the other, the bronze person. And there was one time legit that happened where I dropped from silver into bronze because I was having a terrible, terrible time. And I ended up not being able to play with Fox anymore because I had to get out of bronze back to silver. So once I got back to silver, it was fine. But then it was just rough. That was a rough time. And it will be rough now.
And rushing into a site by yourself, relying solely on your aim, isn't good enough. People know how to use their utilities, use off angles, and work with their teammates. Focus on playing just 1 or 2 roles max, and be really good at them. If you're a duelist, aim, enter the site first, and know which angles to peek instantly on every map.
This is advice for literally everyone that plays the goddamn game. Iron on up. Playing 1 or 2 roles. Playing 1 role should be what should be what you're doing in Iron. Playing 1 role is what you should be doing until you get to bronze 2. Playing one character, actually. Playing 1 character and then having a backup character that if somebody picks your character, you have another character that you understand how to play, which should be smokes. You should learn how to play smokes as early as possible because people will not run smokes in their team and then be like, can we get smokes? And then somebody who doesn't play smokes will play smokes and not know how to smoke properly, and then they will lose the game because they will be placing smokes in the worst places. And then they're like, just tell them where to put the smoke. Just ping the map and tell them where to put it. And then you ping the map and you tell them where to put the smoke, and they put the smoke and it's bulging out of wherever you were supposed to have it. It leaves so many areas out for them to run out of, and it's just I shouldn't have had them play smokes. So I learned to play smokes so I wouldn't have to deal with this. So I play Astra, Or and now I've been playing Clove, but my smokes main is Astra. I play Astra. I play a bunch of different characters right now as a silver player, but that's because like I wanted to learn some different characters so that I would have some options when like picking a character or filling for the team. Because it's like I don't play everybody great, but my main best character is right now is probably Fade. It's probably been my main best character all the time was Fade since she came out. And then after Fade, it's like Chamber, and then after Chamber, it's like I'm not sure. I played what's his name? I want to say not Brimstone, the other guy, Breach. I played Breach, and I do like Breach, but I like Gecko. He's cool. But I think Fade and Chamber are my two like mains. Like those are my two like top characters. Fade and Chamber. And then like Astra is number 3. So those are my top 3 characters that I play are Fade, Chamber, and Astra. Those are the 3 characters that I play the most probably and understand how to play the most. And still don't understand them fully, but like or don't know where to put things fully, but I know how to play the characters enough to move forward and try to get better with the characters and add things to my game, right?
Map. If you're a controller or initiator, your role is to set up your duelist. I see a lot of controllers not understanding their role properly. They're doing a fake on B while their duelist is on A, entering with the rest of the team. The paradox here is that people in these ranks are usually really good aimers but have limited knowledge about the game and how to play to complement their team. Ascendant is the next rank where things start to get hard. Here you're already playing against Immortals, and if you don't have a clear playing style, you're going to stay here for a while. The main mistake people make at this rank is playing whatever they feel like and then complaining that they don't see any progress. As in life, if you want to be good at one thing and progress fast, you focus on one thing at a time.
If you notice, right? The closer you get to his rank, right? The closer you get to his rank, I don't know whether he hit Radiant or not, but if he's still immortal or whatever, if the closer we get to his rank, the more legitimate advice he has for people because he plays against these people and these people beat him and he knows what he has to do in order to get better at playing the game, right? But when he's giving advice about the lower ranks for iron, for bronze, for gold, he's giving advice based on being an immortal player. So if an immortal player goes into an iron lobby, a bronze lobby, a silver lobby, a gold lobby, they're going to stomp. They're going to body everybody in that lobby because they're so much better than everybody that's in there. Of course, they're like, yeah, it's super easy to get out of iron. It's super easy to get out of bronze. It's super easy to get out of silver. It's super easy to get out of gold. All you have to do to get out of these ranks is do this. Simple, to the point. Don't make things complicated. Like, of course, it's going to be that for an immortal player. Of course, it's going to be that like that for somebody who is really, really good at the game. But if you talk to somebody who is in those ranks, like me in silver, right? It's like, I get it. I get what's hard. It's definitely very difficult to be in these ranks and to move from silver to gold. It is definitely difficult. If you watch me play, it's like, yes, I'm going to do incorrect things. But if you, like, I think my aim is pretty okay. And I haven't played it in a long time, but sometimes my aim go off, right? And I get some, like, legitimate plays, right? And sometimes people will look at me and aiming and shooting and they're like, oh, why are you in silver? You should be at least plat or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know about that. It's probably my decision making. It's probably like, some other things that are not there yet. But like my aim, I feel like is fine. Like people were like, oh, your aim needs to be better. Aim needs to be more crisp, more on point. And I was like, I think my aim is okay. It is not super amazing, but I think my aim is okay enough because I've definitely seen people that are higher ranked than me do aim much worse than me. I've literally watched people in these clips aim at people hitting them in the chest, right? They're not aiming for the head all the time. Sometimes they aim for the chest and they pray, like, and they do control their spray to make sure that they're aiming down and all the bullets hit the body, and maybe one of those bullets will pop up and hit somebody in the head, but like sometimes they're aiming for the chest, dude. Like everybody, I'm always trying to aim for the head, and sometimes I ask myself, damn, should I have just aimed for the chest? And also, there are situations where, oh, you know how you're looking at somebody and they're faced the other way, and then you miss because like you're like, damn, I'm trying to hit this person in the head, and they're moving and they're not really worried about you, so they're randomly moving back and forth, and you miss them, and you're trying to hit them in the head. Screw all that. If I see somebody, I'm not aiming for their head. If they're face the other direction and I'm behind them, I'm not aiming for their head. I am going to aim for their back, center mass, and I'm going to lay bullets into their body because they're going to die before they turn around. That's just what I'm going to do. And if you tell me I'm wrong, get out of my face. That's literally what I'm going to do.
I'm not on 10. If you want to get out of Ascendant, see what top Radiant players are playing for each role. I don't recommend watching tier list videos because most of those are made by people who don't really understand the game. Instead, look at leaderboard players and see what they play and how they play it. If Clove is broken, play Clove and master her. Watch pro player VODs where they play your top 3-4 maps.
People said that Clove is broken, but like, and a lot of times for these characters to be, well, in this rank is different. In these higher ranks, in Ascendant, in Immortal, and stuff like that is different because like most people understand to a point how to play the game. They're fairly good aimers. You know what I'm saying? They have been playing the game for probably a pretty long time. They get it, right? They get it. Maybe they don't do everything perfectly all the time. Maybe they make some mistakes, but they make much less mistakes than somebody in lower ranks would make, right? They also would hopefully probably play off of their team more often than people play off of each other in lower ranks, because I'm always trying to play off of where my team is and what my team is looking at and what they're doing. I'm trying, right? So like, even if my team is doing something idiotic, like I'm still trying to back them up and make the situation better for the team, even if we're doing something dumb, right?
If you have a low win rate on certain maps, just dodge and make your life easier. These are the main.
It's so sad, but at that level, it's probably true. And it sucks because like people at the lower ranks that belong in the lower ranks are down here in silver, in gold, in bronze, dodging maps. And I'm like, dog, if y'all don't just learn a goddamn map, like if you have a low win rate on a map, maybe you need to find out why, like find out some more things about the map to make it better in your favor. But I have never been mad at a map. Maybe that's because I'm not that good, so I'm not good enough to be mad at a map. Maybe that's a good thing that I do that. Maybe it's a good thing that I know at least that I'm not good enough to be mad at different maps, right? Because I don't know enough about the angles and everything about the maps to be mad that I have to play this map. There are a lot of people in bronze, silver, gold, and these low ranks that get on a map and they're like, oh my God, Breeze, oh, I gotta play Breeze. They lose in their mind before they even get a chance to play the map. Like, it's just like, oh, I can't stand Breeze. And if I ask them why they can't stand Breeze, it's like, because I just lose on this map. Well, why do you lose on this map more often? They wouldn't be able to tell you. They would not be able to tell you. Maybe if you figured out why you were losing on the map so often, maybe if you figured out where you were dying and why in the places you were peeking all the time and getting shot from, maybe if you figured that out, then you would be able to like assess why your win rate is so low on that map and maybe make it a little better over a longer period of time by like fixing some of those things, fixing some of your decision making on that map, rather than just running around the map dying and then being like, I hate this map, I can't stand this map. Like, it's just if you can't tell me why you're upset about this map or why you're losing on the map, then I feel like you don't really need to be mad at the map. You need to be mad at yourself for not understanding why you're losing on the map.
Things here. Immortal is the rank where things get heavy. 99% of players here are already at Radiant skill level. The only problem is their mindset. Victim mentality kicks in the most here.
Bro, maybe it's true. Maybe that's true. Like I said, I can't really speak for anybody up there because I'm not Immortal. I'm not Radiant, right? But I feel like I have a better mindset than most of the players in all of the ranks all the way up to Immortal sometimes, right? Like like, even though I'm not progressing that fast, right? I'm not progressing super quickly. I feel like I have a better mindset for an understanding of what things are happening, and whether something makes sense to do even if it's like an out of the box type of idea to try something with a character, based on what my team is doing and what I've seen the other team doing. If I can like bait the other team into doing something, it's rare. It's rare, but like sometimes I can get away with doing certain things if I can find a pattern in how people are playing. So like it's possible, but like, you know what I mean? Like I just progress very slowly.
They're so close to their goal but so far because they feel unlucky or never get good teammates. I mentioned my friend in another video who was the most simple-minded person I knew but got to Radiant almost every episode. He didn't care about ranks, he just wanted to kill people. How to get out of this rank is simple. Understand that you're already
He must if he's simple-minded, if he's saying that as a funny way to take a dig at his friend, if his friend is simple-minded, he probably just focuses on one thing only. He's like, okay, I'm gonna try not to die, and I'm gonna kill anybody that I see. And maybe his friend is a very, very good aimer. He aims very, very well. Because I do think that being able to aim and acquire your target quickly, put your reticle on someone's head and as quickly as possible, being able to predict where somebody's going to step and adjusting your aim accordingly before you take your shots and stuff like that is very, very important for being able to, you know, like, I don't know, like just be a simple-minded person and think one way about doing one thing and just playing the game and not really be worried about it, not stressing about the game, which is why I said I'm going to try to go back into the game and really not stress about it. Like it's just like sometimes people are super annoying and it bugs me that like just play the game, bro. It's like somebody makes a mistake on our team and everybody is down their throat and it's just like, dog. Somebody is not doing that well. Somebody is low, you know, somebody's low on the totem pole and they're trying and they're just not doing that well. But like, and they're going along with the team, they're going along with the plans and stuff like that, but they're just not doing well. And it's like, that's fine. Leave them alone. Let them play the game. But like, if somebody is literally throwing the game, then I can understand people being mad. But like, don't take it out on your teammates, because yelling at your teammates, talking shit to your own teammates is literally only making it worse for you anyway, because that's not going to get them into the game if you're just shit talking them and telling them they're garbage and you need to uninstall and like stuff like that. It's like, it's literally going to make you lose the game even harder, because like the person is not going to be able to focus properly because they're going to be worried about you and just like focusing on the fact that everybody thinks that they're garbage at the game, and they might just be having a bad game. Like people act like they never had bad games where they low frag, like they just have low amount of frags, right? Like they just have, I don't know, they're just super negative that game. They're just like, oh, I don't know, I'm just having a bad game, bad day or whatever. And then people are just down their throat because they're at the bottom of the leaderboard. It's so annoying. It just needs to stop. That is literally one of the things that causes you to lose games, is talking shit to your own teammates. Shit talk the other teammate. Shit talk the other team. Make the other team get mad at their teammates. If you're going to do something, if you really want to talk shit and you really want to get in somebody's head, do it to the other team. Don't do it to your own team. If you can get the other team to be mad at each other, then maybe you have a better chance of winning, instead of making your own team mad at like making animosity in your own team, and then you lose harder because now you have them wanting to throw the game or leaving the game or doing whatever. I mean, like, fuck off, and then just closing the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? And taking their penalty. Like, it's just like, dude, come on, man. Be better.
good enough for Radiant. Don't put that rank on a pedestal. It's not that amazing to be there, as you'll see for yourself. Switch to a simple-minded approach and enjoy the process, because after Radiant, there's not much more to do. At Radiant, you finally find people like WestJet and myself who got so bored of the game that we started making videos on YouTube. So congrats, you made it. You can finally flex to your friends that you're good at the game and might even become a pro player who gets hated his entire life.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's just like, it's so corny. It's so corny that like people get to the highest rank in the game that people like aspire to be, and they really want to work hard to get, and they just like minimize it. It's just like, yeah, whatever, we got here, it's boring up here, boo, we started doing something else because it's not much. Ooh, whoopee, you reach Radiant. Like, it's just like, all right. I mean, I kind of wanted to be here. I'm kind of happy that like I got to this point. It's like no one it's crazy in Valorant. It feels like no one lets anybody um um like enjoy their accomplishments. No one in Valorant specifically lets anyone enjoy their accomplishments. This kind of happens in fighting games and other, in like ranked and stuff too. Like people will be like, "Oh yeah, you know, you got here," but it doesn't really happen that often. It more often in fighting games, I think people are happy with their rank and when they get to rank up and stuff like that. And people are like, "Ah, yeah, nah, it's not really that big of a deal being like, you know, like people don't do that. I don't think in fighting games that often. I don't see it like that. I don't even hear about this type of thing in League of Legends when people are like, "Oh, you know, yeah, you know, I hit Challenger, it's whatever." You know, like it I don't hear that, right? But in Valorant I hear it all the time. It's as if this is the first time I've heard somebody say that Radiant is boring and it's like, "Oh well, yeah, you got here, whatever," right? This is the first time I've ever heard anybody say that. And it's like now it's completed the cycle. It's completed the thing where, "Oh, you've gotten to Radiant. Radiant still sucks. It's not that great." Like it's like, "Oh, so nothing in this game is that great, but you worked hard to get there. You played this many hours to get there, and now like, yeah, it's not that great." Like people don't want to hear that, man. Like where is the positivity? Like, and I'm not talking about like the fake positivity. Like most of my games are fine. Most of the people that come to watch my stream are fine. They like we play the game, you know, we have fun, we communicate. At the end of the game, if we don't win, you know, GG's, whatever, cool, you know, good playing with you guys most of the time. Sometimes you get that bad egg in there, but like, dude, it's Valorant seems like the most toxic, like, like doomer community ever. Like, they seem like the most toxic, like, doomer ass community ever. like 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 when you get one of them, it just happens. It happens very often. Like even man, I don't know, man. I feel like it happens when you're really actually trying to rank up. When you're first getting back into the game and you're playing matches, you queue up, it's cool, everything is fine. But then like you really trying to rank up, you're trying to get those games, you're trying to get those wins, and then you run into somebody more often than not. Maybe it's the time that I play. You run into these people who are just like the worst type of players, the worst people, the worst players, the toxic people, the deranking people, the I don't care about this game, the trash talking your own team people that have something going on in their own lives and they hate themselves. Like I don't know, bro. And it's funny in Iron, right? Just randomly because like in Iron you have the most crybabies and you wonder why they're in Iron. They're the most crybabies. Is they don't even lose because they're talking shit to each other. They're losing because they're talking shit to themselves nonstop while they're playing the game. That's why they're still in Iron. They're trying to get out of Iron and they're shit talking themselves and they're crying and whining and they're sad playing the game. Like it's insane. Y'all need to stop. Take a break. Come back to the game later. Go do something else. Like it's insane. Make Valorant better. Like make the experience better for everybody, and just play the game to the best of your ability. Play off your team, and do the best you can. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Ridiculous.